Morning. Autumn. Autumn colours. Autumn mood. Autumn bloody weather. Chucking it down. It's chucking it down. Listen, can you hear? Yeah, that's rain. It was beautiful this morning, but now it's grey. Grey and wet. Wet, wet, wet. So, Paul, what's the show called?
Sunday Chat!
Welcome, bloody welcome. Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of... You can say it.
Sunday Chat!
Oh. Yes, welcome. Where's my book?
Over
it's
there. Oh,
Book.
it's stopping
Do you
raining.
remember Tabitha? She went,
Oh, yeah.
book. And the book would float
Float
over.
over to her.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Go on, do it.
Book, I'm trying. Done it
It's
3
not
times.
working.
It's not coming. I just can't use the Force. More about Star Wars later.
Yeah. There's something going on over there. They must be doing something because there's some sort of puffing sound coming down the chimney.
Puffing sound.
Yeah, like poof type
Well,
noise.
yeah, they will be. They're building.
They are. They've almost the whole roof has gone covering scaffolding roof has gone off the house, so the house is all sort of.
Well, it's partially scaffolded.
Well, it's still scaffolded, but the roof of the scaffolding has gone, so we can see the whole new roof of the house now, which they're working on.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
It's very angular, certainly, very modern.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me a little bit of the house in the Amityville Horror. Or Amityville Horror.
Really? Did that have a pointy?
Yeah, it did, but there's a certain angle you see it in.
Yeah, I
it
see
looks
what
like
you mean.
an evil haunted house.
Yeah.
I hope they have very happy times there.
Yes. Oh dear.
Anyway, let's get on with the show. We're back to normal. À la normale. À la Londres.
You're doing some laundry.
Londres. London. We're back in London.
Doing laundry.
Well, yeah, I'm always doing
He
laundry.
did 3 lots of laundry
Well, I had
yesterday.
to. I had to, Paul.
So he did he did all of the tea towels. Our tea towels.
I after a good 2-hour soak in sodium percarbonate.
He was on his knees.
I was.
With
over
the bucket, giving them a good sort of squidge around.
So
My granny used to do that.
Well,
in the butler's sink, though, she would do that. Yeah, she would do that standing up in the butler's sink.
So a little household tip: warm water, sodium percarbonate into a bucket, a little bit of bicarb of soda as well. Let them soak for 2 hours, and then put them on a hot wash. That has done quite well, actually.
It has.
Well, I didn't put them on a 95. I put them on a 60.
Oh, well done.
So it's taken quite a few of the stains out. They're not completely stain-free, but it's done quite a good job because I'm always disappointed with the performance of my washing liquid at getting rid of tea towel stains.
Yeah.
Therefore, a good soak beforehand will work well.
I always find it fascinating. We don't actually watch adverts now if we can avoid them. We usually record things and then skip through the ads.
Skip.
But all of these sort of aerial and surf and, fairy whatever, all wash at 10 degrees and grass stains and all of that
just rubbish.
I don't know how they get away with it.
But
I really
the
don't.
problem with those liquids and stuff, they're biological.
Well, no, I know that.
So they have a biological enzyme.
But they still don't work.
But they still don't work very well.
If they show it, somebody wearing a lovely t-shirt, and then they get some ketchup on it, and then they fall over and they get grass on this one, they get mud over here, and they put it in the washing machine, they put the thing in, and they pull it out, and they go, oh look, rubbish.
You're out of control, Paul. Just stop.
But it's true.
Anyway, we don't use biological.
We don't.
Because we don't want those enzymes against our skin. Plus, the smell.
Yeah.
the strong scent that those things have.
Fake scent.
Yeah, it's really strong.
Ylang and lavender. And
when
things.
you walk past somebody in the street that has you can smell it, can't you? And it's like so strong. I don't want that in our home. So we tend to use eco-friendly ones, and occasionally I will use a little bit of sodium percarbonate if I need to stain remove. Sodium percarbonate is basically the dried form of hydrogen peroxide. So it's really good at taking stains out, and it's an essential ingredient that I use in household cleaning as well.
When you hear about oxy-action, that is what they use. So when you see in all these things, oxy-action, it's sodium percarbonate.
Yeah. So you can buy it just, a generic type, and it's very useful. I find it really useful, and you can use it to clean your loo, things like that. Dissolve it in very hot water. It can be put down the loo and used as a cleaner, which is more gentle than using bleach. Because
what does bleach make in ceramic?
Well, it wears the
it makes little holes.
Pits. It causes pitting. Over time, and
so effectively by using bleach you're creating pits in the ceramic that is increasing the surface area and making it easier for algae and germs to cling on. And
algae,
what's it called?
Algae.
What's that?
Bacteria
to grow.
Have you got algae in your loo?
Well, a lot of algae is good. I mean, we breathe, don't we, because of algae. So
it's getting very bright all of a sudden. I hope we're not bleached out. Well, I don't mind.
No, it's fine.
Let's move on with the show. I wasn't doing household tips this morning, but... So, yes, just a quick thank you, just a very quick thank you to Shaz and Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, but that is Terry Bennett and the Kingstone 8. So those are the two channels.
Just a quick thank you to them.
Thanks, Terry and Shaz.
Paul will be emailing you as well.
I have.
Oh, he has emailed you. That's lovely. It's going dark again now. That was brief. So,
what's on the list?
So the weather has been wet and mild. Hasn't it? Wet and mild. Sunny, grey, blue, mild. Wet.
In the sun, lovely. In the shade, quite cool. Yeah.
But not too bad for this time of year. Hence, I don't have 20 billion layers on today. No. But I do have my lovely silky thermals on.
I think you've got my lovely silky thermals on.
They're my lovely silky thermals.
Who bought them? Yeah, maybe they are yours now, yeah.
So, this week, what has the week been like, Paul? Well, thank you for asking. My working week was busy. It's pretty busy at work at the moment. A lot of phone calls. I get in and I work the whole day long. There's no time for little breaks for me.
Mine was busy too.
Yes.
So we've been, for some reason, the various systems, computer systems that for our sake, on the till and whatever, they don't talk to each other. So there's been a lot of updating going on of prices, and I've had to pull a new printable shopping list together. And the way that it was coming together wasn't working, so I basically had to go back to what I had before and then update all the prices from there and take out things that we don't have in the shop anymore, add in new products, all of that. And concerted effort on Monday, Tuesday, got that all sorted so that we could send that off to our satellites. And the satellites are sort of villages where people can take their shopping and their shopping lists and their shopping bags rather to a particular place. We pick up the bags, we shop for them, we drop the bags fully shopped the next day, and then they can collect them. So it saves on mileage. There might be 20 people shopping in one village, so that saves 20 people coming in, shopping, and then going back home.
Lovely, that's a clever idea.
It is, and we're looking at doing more of those in and around Cranley, within about 15 miles of Cranley. So, yeah. But that was quite a big job getting that all together. But it's now done, which is great. Needs some finessing, which will happen next week. Yeah.
And of course, this week is quite an interesting week in terms of politics. Let's get down and dirty with politics. You can skip this bit if you want. So,
what a mess.
What an absolute mess.
Chaos.
It is embarrassing to admit that we are from Britain. It's embarrassing, totally embarrassing. I mean, America thought Trump was embarrassing. Well, I think we've done one better.
Well, what we've proven is that there are many people in the Conservative Party that can lead the government and trash it completely.
Yeah, and trash the economy at the same time. So, for those of you who are maybe living under a rock, Liz Truss, our Prime Minister for 44 days, is it? Has resigned. Thank goodness. The crazy thing is, you've got programs, current affairs programs, talking about it. They invite politicians on. And there are politicians saying, oh, well, no, we didn't expect that. And it's like, are you living under a rock?
Well,
because for the past few days, ordinary mortals like us have been saying she has to resign. She has to resign. She's got to go. This is too much. And we knew it was coming. Any fool could predict that's what needed to happen, because it was just untenable, completely untenable. Look, when it comes to politics, I'm brain dead, frankly. I have absolutely no knowledge of how politics works particularly, but when you can see a situation unfolding, there are only a few outcomes.
Yeah.
Aren't there? Really? And I mean, it's crazy. The whole situation is crazy. We had that situation the other day where they were having their vote. Now, I don't fully understand this, but they were voting on fracking.
They were voting. Labour had brought a vote to ban fracking.
Yeah. So they were voting, and they have these people called the whips.
Whips.
Now, the whips, as far as I'm understanding it, basically try to force the MPs to vote in favour of whatever that party wants, whatever the Conservative Party wants. And they did this the other day by intimidating and bullying people into doing it.
And lying as well.
Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but a vote is a vote.
A free vote, you mean?
A vote is a vote is a vote. What's the point in having a vote if nobody can vote against something? What's the point in having a vote? You can't call it a vote, can you?
Yeah, but it's only the Conservative whips that want the Conservatives to vote a certain way. Obviously, the Labour whips want the Labour to vote a certain way.
But if some of the Conservatives don't agree with it, they should be allowed to say, no, I'm sorry, we don't agree with that, because science says that fracking is very bad for the environment.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what I would be saying if I were a Conservative MP.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this is wrong. And I don't expect to then be bullied physically as well into saying, yes, I agree with it, I'm going to vote for it. So to me, that's fundamentally wrong. And that should not be something that should be allowed to happen.
I agree, but it does.
I know.
And not only that, but there's bribery and corruption in this as well, because an MP may be told, and I don't have this as fact, but I have this as fact, an MP may be told that their constituency...
Alexa, please, we're talking, stop.
That their constituency might benefit from additional funding or whatever if they vote a certain way. Or you may be next in line for this ministerial post or to sit in cabinet or X, Y, Z. It's all back scratching basically. And it's immoral. It's immoral.
Well, it is immoral, Paul, actually. And also, the other thing that's immoral is that she was in power for 44 days, or whatever it is. And
it will be 52-ish, 53.
Yeah, because she's got another week or whatever, hasn't she?
She's got to run her notice period.
And she's now entitled to £115,000 every year.
For life.
For life, because she was Prime Minister. I think that needs to change. That is not fair. As far as I'm concerned, if you leave politics, you become Mr. Ordinary again.
Well, for many politicians, many MPs, that is the case. You don't get this parachute payment. But for ministers, cabinet ministers,
what I mean.
You do. You know, not for cabinet ministers, not necessarily for life, but for the Prime Minister, it's for life.
But the thing is, she was so useless at communicating. And to be honest, don't even go there with the, I feel sorry for her.
No.
Because karma, really, she deserves everything she gets. If she's having sleepless nights now over what she's done and crying to her parents, I'm sorry, you should have thought about that before you crashed the economy and ruined people's lives.
And it's come out today that both her and her ex-chancellor were briefed 2 days before she came to power that if they did what they were suggesting they were going to do as part of the hustings that they did before she became Prime Minister, it would crash the economy. She was told that, they went ahead and did it.
We saw an interview, didn't we, that said, she was well known for refusing to take advice and ignoring other ministers telling her what to do, because that would be the right course of action. She was famous for ignoring that. So I think she's a bit of a psycho, frankly. She's a bit of a bunny boiler as far as I'm concerned, because she bunny boiled the country.
But she's going, so gone.
Well, so this new person, whoever it's going to be, has got a task on their hands, because as far as I'm concerned, as Joe Public, the only two things I'm interested in them achieving, are lower bills, lower energy bills,
inflation, right?
Lower energy bills, and God knows what they can do about inflation, but lower bills and lower interest rates, that's what has to be on the agenda.
Those two things are all about inflation.
Well, yeah, whatever, but in terms of economising, there's going to be a price war anyway at some point.
There will
be a price war with the supermarkets, because that's what tends to happen.
Well,
history shows you that.
But what's also being shown at the moment is that the increase in prices is more about profiteering from corporations than it is from increasing prices. So it's more about them making more profit than it is about the actual raw material costs going up.
So anyway, they've got a big job to do, and good luck to them. Goodness knows how it's going to turn out. There are some people calling for a general election.
Yeah.
Which, there are pros and cons, as we saw on many of the programmes that we watched last night. One person was saying, we need stability before a general election. Another person was saying, it doesn't really matter who's in power because they're going to inherit this situation anyway that they need to sort out. But whatever that, whatever the outcome of that is, people are struggling in this country. You know, people are having to think before they cook a meal or before they turn the lights on, including us. Seriously, our mortgage rate is going to go up and up and up, and in actual fact, we can't afford it.
Yeah. Anyway, there is all of that. You know, there really needs to be stability in the marketplace. That's what we need.
And there are people we recognise. You know, we are fortunate. We're the fortunate ones. We're in a good position, believe it or not. There are people who are going to really struggle. So.
Yeah, who are really struggling and have been for years and will struggle even more.
And I think the overarching thing that I wanted to say about this is about responsible behaviour. Because, you know, let's break it right down into very simple terms. Us as YouTubers. Now, you know, occasionally we might have a little gripe at somebody if we think somebody's made a comment that we don't agree with and that we think is way off the mark. We will be quite honest, and we're also pretty good at calling out bullshit as well. And some people don't like that, whatever.
Fair
but
enough.
generally we act responsibly, you know, and as kindly as we can, because we're on camera. We do have a responsibility. You know, occasionally, and let's just be honest here, occasionally there are videos that I might watch and I just think, oh, this is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. But you restrain yourself from saying anything because you don't really want to cause a big ruckus about it, because frankly, I can't be arsed with all that, yeah? But it's up to us to behave responsibly. It's up to me in my post in local government. You know, I'm employed by local government, and it's up to me to behave in the right way with my customers and my colleagues and professionals that I deal with. I have a responsibility. I take it seriously. When you were with Social Farms and Gardens.
Yeah, or Social Farms and Gardens, or even now as the chair of the Allotment Association.
Exactly.
You know, I need to behave in a certain way. You know, and it might be, it might be different to how I might want to react to things sometimes, but I need to behave in a proper way because I'm in that position.
Sometimes one wants to go like that at somebody, but one
But then
can't.
when we look at how politicians are behaving,
and the money that they are paid, and the perks they get, I mean, really, we understand that they're human and they're not perfect. Nobody is. But when you are in a position of responsibility and you have people's lives that you're dealing with, you need to bloody well behave accordingly and do the bloody job, you know?
But I think I'm a great traditionalist in many, many ways. But I think it's time that the English Parliament is brought up to the present day. I would turn the House of Commons and the House of Lords into an attraction, or knock it down and rebuild it, because it's not fit for purpose. It's not fit for the government that we have now.
Well, actually, it's physically not fit for purpose as well.
It's because it's falling down.
It's crumbling, and they need to spend, don't they?
Yeah, but when you look at the Scottish Parliament and when you look at the Welsh Parliament, you know, they behave so much better in those parliaments than the jostling, cajoling, backslapping, all of the tradition that goes with the English Parliament, the UK Parliament. For me, time to move on, time to bring it up to date.
I also think that Scotland and Wales should be allowed to become totally independent countries.
Well, they should. They should.
I love Nicola Sturgeon. Oh, I love her. And I cannot believe that Liz Truss never contacted her.
Her or the First Minister in Wales.
Yeah.
I mean, in 44 days...
No phone call.
No phone call to the First Minister of Wales or Scotland.
We just said that twice.
I mean, that is just outrageous.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
That is such arrogance. That is such London-centric arrogance.
Let Scotland and Wales become separate countries.
Should they wish to.
Should they wish to. If they want to have referendums, let them.
Yeah.
Just let them do it.
Yeah.
You know, unbelievable, bloody believable.
Can we have a referendum about whether we will stay together or not?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, you
What?
say it's free and we should be able to do it. Maybe we could do that.
I'm going to remember you said that, Paul.
So yes, so we.
What was I saying about behaving responsibly?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So next week there will be a new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Let's move on now. Finished all that. Yeah.
I'm off.
Yeah, no, that's it for politics. But we just had to have our little say.
Yeah, a little rant.
Really?
Yeah.
Because seriously.
Well, we've done it now. Move on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah. Nothing to see here.
So, Paul, what else has been going on this week with you? Because I'm sure that the viewers are interested to find out that you now have a shoe obsession. Just like your mum. Just like your mum.
Yeah, so I bought some shoes, trainers. Well, not trainers, walking shoes.
The boots.
They're walking shoes from Mountain Warehouse in July, and I had an issue with them within about 4 weeks, and I contacted Mountain Warehouse and they said we will replace them or give you a refund, and there was no quibbling, and I said, oh, replacement please, because I find them really comfortable. Maybe it was just a manufacturing error. And unfortunately the replacements, they went the same way. And I contacted them again yesterday, and then within hours, we've refunded you completely. And I just think that customer service is excellent. It's just really, really excellent. There wasn't any quibbling. No. Lidl, on the other hand, I contacted about some rice that we bought from them, that the husks of rice they hadn't been dehusked, and we were eating it. It was like eating cardboard and, it
was like
string.
eating little pine needles, actually.
Yeah. And there were sort of black bits in it, and I hadn't noticed. It didn't look very good. And I contacted them. I gave them all the details, the batch number, the expiry date,
blah, blah,
what
blah.
it was, blah, blah, blah. I got an email back saying, please would you let us have the batch number, the expiry date, the best before date, blah, blah, blah. And I just went back saying, don't worry, I'll buy rice from Sainsbury's in future. Because I will. I won't buy it from Lidl now. Because the customer service was just appalling. I gave them the information and they came back asking for the information I had given them. I'm a great supporter of Lidl and I love most of their products, but the rice we've had from them recently, the brown rice, nah.
Did you know that there are 3 main areas to customer service that are the 3 things that must be perfected in order to provide good customer service? Do you know there's only 3 main areas?
I didn't know that, Richard.
That's right, Paul.
And what are those 3 areas?
That's right, Paul. Good, clear communication, the ability to meet and exceed expectations, thank you very much, R2D2, and the ability to take ownership. Those are the 3 things that underpin the whole of customer service, and within those 3 areas are lots of things to talk about in a training session. If you'd like to book a training session for your company with me, I only charge £699 an hour.
You'll charge £4.50, really. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, Mountain Warehouse exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, that's right.
On 2 occasions.
They communicated with you clearly.
Mm-hmm.
You communicated with them clearly as well, which is also an important point. And they took ownership.
Totally, yeah.
Lidl didn't take ownership because they made a mistake in their communication. Yeah. Which puts you off.
If she had come back to me...
You view it as incompetent.
It was a lady who came back to me. I'm not being sexist there. If this woman had come back to me and said, thank you for the details that you have given us. Yeah. We would also like to know what date you bought this.
Alexa, please stop.
That would have been different.
Yeah.
But, you know, to ask for the 6 things, or to ask for 8 things, 6 of which you've already given, nah. Hey-ho.
So, Paul, I'm sure people are fascinated to know what you've been doing this week with your writing.
Yes, so I with going to Mum last week, I've had some catching up to do on a couple of the courses that I'm on. Last week I was really quite excited, and I felt quite chuffed about a piece that I had written being pinned to the top of this section of the course I'm doing, saying this is the perfect, or the course leader saying this is the perfect writing for this I can't think of the word, this subject that we have given, assignment, thank you. Can't think of the word, but I write pretty well in this assignment. So I was really chuffed when I saw that piece had been pinned. And another piece I found that I wrote this morning has been pinned today as well.
Oh.
So I'm enjoying these 2 courses that I'm doing, and I'm also writing separately from that as well. So it's interesting. I think I might be sharing something onto Planet Vegetaria, onto Coffee first and then onto Planet Vegetaria, of a piece that I wrote about an assignment we were given about thinking of a moment you had experienced, just literally a moment, and write a story of a person around that moment.
Oh, did you write about me?
No, I didn't. I wrote about a person that I saw in a cafe window. And literally I saw him for a second as I was coming back from shopping at Lidl a few weeks ago. And I wrote this story around it. And many of the assignments are, within 200 words or 100 words or something like that. So I'll be sharing that because it's fascinated me that just that second of acknowledging I'd seen somebody had lodged in my brain, and then when this assignment came up, that came forward, and I was able to write a story around that. So
how fascinating.
Well, it is fascinating.
Thank you so much.
I mean, it's interesting because much of my life in marketing, working with West End shows and Broadway shows and other events and things like that, I have been a copywriter for much of my working life. So, But it's interesting, this creative writing side. It's quite different.
Good. So, Paul, wow, why on television this week?
Oh, well...
What have we watched on television this week?
Yeah, it's been a bit sort of bumper because it's really a fortnight. We have binged on Star Wars on Disney, haven't we?
Yeah, we've sort of tried to get our money's worth out of Disney Plus. Well, money's worth out of the free trial that we've got on
3
Disney
months.
Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, What We Do in the Shadows is going to Disney Plus.
Oh, is it?
In November.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we'll be able to watch that as well. So we watched Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Which is a series.
Which is Ewan McGregor reprising his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was okay.
Yeah, we quite enjoyed it.
It was okay. wasn't as good as Andor.
No.
And it wasn't as good as The Mandalorian.
No.
It felt a little bit drawn out.
Yeah, it was. It could have been shorter.
Yeah. Could have been edited in a punchier way. We also watched the final 2 Star Wars movies, The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. This is for those of you who've never seen Star Wars. There are 9 movies in total that are the story of the main characters that we all know. They were full on.
Yeah.
Full on. I couldn't really keep up with them. I wasn't sure what was going on. At one point, this person exclaimed, "I'm the spy!" And I thought, what spy is that then? I don't know which spy this is.
Yeah, I can pinpoint.
Did they mention a spy? Oh, I can't remember. Because, to be honest, it's a whirl of special effects.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And it's eye-popping and very fast, and the dialogue is fast. Sometimes you miss bits of dialogue. I felt like that about Harry Potter. It's just so fast-paced that you sort of like, oh, just slow it down. Can I watch this at a slower speed? Because that would be better for me. But then it would make it longer, even longer than it already is.
There was lots of
old brain
gazing at each other, and two protracted scenes. I mean, yeah.
And also the body count.
Oh,
hello. Yeah. These are the most violent films that you will see. It's people being killed all the time. And yes, I know it's an evil empire, whatever they like to call themselves these days. And I know that it's good against evil and all of that, but some of those stormtroopers weren't evil, because we found that out in the last film, didn't we?
Well, we did, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Poor stormtroopers being killed left, right and centre. And those nice little white outfits.
So yeah, I was disappointed not to see the black stormtroopers, which are the sort of robots in the... Because they came up in... Was it Obi-Wan they came up, or Andor or something? And then they disappeared.
It's all a blur now. Yeah. So I can't really say, watch it, because if you like Star Wars and knock yourself out. To be honest,
love Star Wars.
The magic of Star Wars captured me as a child. I was 10 when Star Wars... 10-year-old boy equals Star Wars. That's an equation that works. But now that the magic has gone, because it's far too complex now. I'm sure the kids love it, and that it is for kids, at the end of the day. But I will always remain faithful to the 3 original films, which I love. So there you go. That's it. We watched The Sky at Night, which was a special edition, question time edition, which drove us insane.
Yeah.
Didn't like the presenter, Dallas Campbell, whatever his name is.
I mean, he started by asking the panel, great panel, absolutely great panel, started by asking them what
their favourite crisps are, and where would they have them.
Yeah, what flavour of crisp would you eat, and where in the universe?
I've said it.
Have you? Oh, I wasn't listening to you. No. And
because
it just went on for like 5 minutes.
It was just a waste of time. They could have got a couple of really good science questions at that point.
Absolutely. And then the last question, to make us all laugh a bit, was what favourite cartoon character would you like to see somewhere?
He also wasted time by going...
reading. He read... So, I know that when you've got to read a question, and... You've got to know what the question is really before you read it. But that's all done in, the preparation for the programme. And there should be notes on his card, just a couple of notes at the top that says this question's about, dark matter or something. To trigger his brain.
But it just wasn't punchy. He wasn't punchy enough for me. It got better as time went on. But, whatever. let's move on. We said goodbye for the third time to Schitt's Creek.
I mean, what a
Third time
special
watching
series.
all 6 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I would probably watch it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There are many
In fact, I think we should get the box
perfect.
set.
There are many perfect episodes in this series. There are loads and loads of perfect TV moments, but it's rare that you have so many perfect episodes in a series. So yeah, loved it.
Yeah, and of course we've been swallowing up all the political news as well.
Yeah, we've done that.
So yeah, but I'm just saying what we watched on TV, Paul.
Yeah, well, you said that.
So yeah, that's our week. That's
Mm.
our week for you. It's brightened again.
It has.
And
I
feels
also
a
watched a
little
film
chillier now.
whilst we were in Guernsey. I watched on the tablet whilst he was snoring a film called Monsters, which I thought was good. It had a different ending to the one I had expected. So yeah, I quite enjoyed that.
Good.
Don't know what platform it was,
Good.
Netflix or Disney. I'm not
Say
sure
goodbye
which.
now. Say goodbye.
Are we saying goodbye now?
Say goodbye now.
Aren't we going to start all
Say
over
goodbye.
again?
Say goodbye, Paul.
Is that it?
That's it for this week's Sunday Chat. Thank you
Sunday
so
Chat!
much. Thank you so much for your support in watching our shows, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you to new viewers who very often aren't sure what to make of us.
Yes. And thank you to the new subscribers on Coffee as well, because there's a good many new subscribers on there, and I
new
hope you're
members.
enjoying the exclusive videos on there.
Yeah, like Sunday Chat Extra and Tales from the Snug. And also our new members on Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Rich and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. Bye for now.
And Instagram.
Instagram, Twitter, all of the other places. Say goodbye, Paul.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.